We are live.
Let's go.
All right. And you know what that means. It's Friday. We made it. We made it. I want to thank you for joining us in this very special moment. You made it. It's the end of the week and the weekend is upon us. My name is Maxximillian, and here you are with the Onchain Music Cabal. I'm joined with my friend and pioneering musician, GodCloud. And he'll introduce himself in just a moment. But I will say, my name is Maxximillian. I've been on the putting music on the blockchain since 2021, and visual art as well. We are blockchain agnostic, and this is really a time where we feel like whatever we create, we want to take full custody of that thing that we create. We're not creating music and putting it places where we don't have access to it or where someone may decide to take it down. We're talking about creating something, building music, building art that's built to last. And so that to me means putting music on chain. I almost don't even care what blockchain it is, whether it's Bitcoin, Base, Ethereum. There's so many places where it could go, but I think it's really important if you're creating to create it and immortalize it in the best way we can. And so that's what we talk about a lot here on On-Chain Music Ball. And we also talk about being sovereign, and we talk about politics too, because amazingly, I've never realized so much in my life how much art and politics kind of seems to be connected.
Yeah.
So we talk about a lot of those things. We're going to dive into a lot of those areas today. So hang on and let me introduce you to my friend, GodCloud.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? GodCloud here, multi-instrumentalist, finger drummer, um, vocalist, doing a lot of stuff out here. I'm excited for all the topics we got going on today. I'm ready to get into it.
All right. Well, GodCloud was just catching me up on what's happening with. Well, go ahead and tell us what we were just talking about, GodCloud.
Yeah, we were talking about the Trump administration essentially ignoring a Supreme Court order. Not only that, but then gaslighting everyone, saying that the order was in their favor, which is just fucking crazy. Like okay, and here and this is how you know that these people aren't for real, because when you hear about the people on the right a lot, they're always screaming about the Constitution, this, the U.S. framework, this, our forefathers, this. They don't give a shit about any of that. It has all been an excuse to further Christian nationalism and white supremacy, um, under the guise of patriotism. And
Hmm.
they're right now, especially with these wrongful deportations and the refusal uh, to bring citizens back, and so that's what we were talking about, and yeah. So you said you haven't peeped any of that, right?
No, and I'm. How is it? How is it possible to just ignore this? I'm just kind of. It's. I don't understand like how the president is not adhering to how things are supposed to be done. If we all know what they said to do, how is he not hearing that?
Yeah, and that's I think he knows, but what they do is they say the lie really loud, and that's what people are going to believe is true. Because if and this has been a problem, um, and this is how I think that the right was able to overtake the media so much. Like I know you probably heard about, Steve Bannon saying flood the zone, and all this stuff. Like I don't know how much, like I am into this stuff like crazy. So I don't know, like,
Okay,
like
tell us. It sounds like it sounds. I hope it's not what I think it sounds like, but
yeah,
was it
so
strategy? A
yeah,
strategy to
yeah,
flood
yeah.
the
It was
zone
their strategy, to like just
that would result in
constantly.
people drowning?
Wait, what's that?
Flood the zone like with water?
No, with bullshit. So it's
Oh,
bullshit.
okay, okay. I'm like a strategy? Is it going to involve people drowning? Okay, got you. Flood the zone. Got it.
No. So
Oh, like
basically,
oh, that strategy. Yes.
Yeah, it's just so much shit going on. They're always talking. They're really rabid about, their defense of Trump, and it's so and it's constantly putting him and his his cronies in the media, no matter what. Because if you look at it, even left media is always talking about Trump. It's always all about Trump and the crazy shit that he's fucking doing. And when it's like that, the average person who doesn't do their research, because a lot of people voted off of sound bites alone.
Mm.
People make their political decisions off of, the 30-second TikTok that they see. You know
You
what I
give
mean?
people more credit. You give people more credit than I. I think some people shows off even less.
Yeah, you're probably right. No, you are right. Not even probably. You're right. You're right. Yeah, it's less than than that. But there's no left equivalent to that. There's no left leaning equivalent uh to just constant a constant stream of bullshit just flooding the media. It's just nothing like that. So when you have a Supreme Court decision come down, but then you've got the president of the United States, supposedly interpreting that as, oh no, that's in our favor, and then telling that to people. The people who get the sound bites are just going to see like, oh yeah, right, that decision, it was 9-0 in our favor, right. That's what they're going to see. That's what they're going to believe. And it is going to be like pulling teeth to get them to think otherwise. And like an example today, got this one guy on my Facebook page who, because in that same interview, Trump's talking to Bukele, the president of El Salvador, saying like, yeah, we deported that guy. He's not coming back. It's not in either of our power to bring him back. Everybody thought this dude was dead for a minute, because they were just like, we don't know where he is. So we know he's in the prison, but we can't get him. We don't know how we're like in the president of El Salvador was like, I don't have the power to let you talk to the guy. I can't do it. So it was really, really strange. But luckily he's, he did he's okay. But granted, he's in this maximum security prison, but he's okay. But on my page, I made sorry, let me back it up. So during that interview, Trump said, yeah, we're deporting the illegals, but the homegrowns are next, saying that American criminals are going to start getting deported down to that prison in El Salvador next. Yeah, he said that. He said homegrowns are next. So I posted a meme about that, right? And it's all over the internet. He said this
Oh
shit.
my. This is
But
exactly what I said it was when we talked about
yeah,
this so many months ago.
yeah, no, yes, yeah, yes, right. Any person with a fucking brain in their head can see that, like, yo, this is gonna end
This
bad.
is a great
And
cleansing again.
yeah, this is fucked up shit. But
Except for
when
it's
I
not
posted,
great.
what's that?
Except for it's not great.
No, yeah, absolutely not. But when I made a post about that, this one guy comes on, he's like, oh, that's fake news. And I'm like, how? He was like, because you think he's gonna really do it. The Democrats just trying to get you scared. I'm like, this doesn't have anything to do with Democrats. He said this. He said homegrowns are next. There's no what? Like, what? Well, it's still fake news. It's fake news. I'm like, motherfucker, you can't discern AI from reality, so shut the fuck up. Like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. They
Hmm.
say, and this is how they act. And you say you could get a video of Trump actually saying something, and they're gonna say, and if it's something that doesn't make him look good, they're gonna say, oh, that's fake or that's out of context. But when Trump says some bullshit about an opponent, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, he said it, so it's true." So there's a hypocrisy, there's a double standard. It's fucking scary because it's impossible it's impossible to reason with these fucking people, and that's why I don't give a fuck anymore. That's why I've got no love for a motherfucker. Like you know, like I'll tell them like, yo, I don't give a fuck about you, fam. You're an idiot. There's no arguing with you. Like,
You say that?
yeah, fuck it. Yo, yes, yeah,
How do you,
yes.
is that how you say it?
What's that?
Is that how you say it?
I probably say it worse.
Really?
I don't give a fuck about these people, yo.
You're so cool and collected. I'm just surprised.
No, listen. I'm yo, hold on. I gotta hook my phone to the charger, but I
Okay.
can yeah, because I've got a bunch of white supremacists getting mad at me about the whole situation that happened with the with the stabbing or whatever. Did you hear about that?
No.
No.
Well, I mean, like which stabbing? I hear.
With the black kid and the white kid that everybody's like all tripping about. I feel like your Twitter feed is really different from mine, and I'm like jealous.
Which one do you like better? No,
Yeah.
tell me.
Yeah.
You know, the last
Okay.
stabbing I heard about was totally different. The last stabbing I heard about was a woman who got into an Uber that wasn't an Uber.
No, different stabbing. No, different stabbing.
Really sad. But yeah.
Yeah. But this case. So, and this is another thing that the right does that I think is pretty despicable, right? They will take any type of tragedy and turn it into like a race thing or an immigration thing, and the families of the victims will be saying like, "Hey, stop using my child or my family or whatever as um, as a pawn in your political game." So, and I believe it was in Texas. Uh, a black kid was sitting under a tent at a track meet, and these two brothers, or white kids, came up. One of them told the black kid, "Hey, you're in the wrong seat. You're in the wrong area, whatever." He's like, "You need to move." And the black kid's like, "What? Like, dude, I'm sitting here. Like, this is public space. I'm sitting here." And the white kid's like, "No, you need to move." And the black kid reached into his bag, and he was like, "Well, make me move." So the white kid then grabbed him to make him move, and the black kid took a knife out, hit him in the heart, killed him. And these are kids. They're like 17. They're in high school. So now what's going on is the parents were really adamant about saying this wasn't a racial thing. This wasn't like some like a rate. Like he's like my
Oh yeah, because probably it was a backpack section, and he was supposed to be sitting in the backpack section.
maybe in the backpack section. But they what they were saying. But this stuff.
So they're saying, no, our kids were just jerks. It had nothing
Yeah,
to do with
yeah.
race.
Basically. And
I
what
mean, it
what
might be true, but
it might, yeah, and that's the thing too, because okay, so how the right is spinning it is they're like, oh, this kid needs to, they want to lynch him. The right, they're like, yo, he needs to be publicly executed. White people are in danger. That's what's going on right now. There's a whole White Lives Matter movement going on right now because
well,
of it. What's that?
self-defense though.
That's what I'm saying. But
Except then they're going to be like, oh, but the length of the knife was longer or his age or whatever. But the fact remains, it was still self-defense.
right, but that's the part that they keep overlooking. That's the part that they keep willingly overlooking, because the white kid's brother who was there said we were trying to tell him to move and he wouldn't, and my brother grabbed him.
Yeah.
He's
What's up,
saying like,
time? Yeah.
and it's like, dude, and not for nothing, anytime in history when a white person is putting their hands on a black person saying you're in the wrong spot, nothing's good is about to happen for that black person. Generally,
No,
these are the steps to, a
a
public
physical
execution.
altercation.
Yeah,
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 absolutely.
right.
Someone's getting executed. It just happened that it wasn't who they thought.
Yes, right. So now they're all pissed off about it and everything. And there was the the black kid whose name oddly enough is Carmelo Anthony. Um, he it's when back in the day people used to say that I looked like the basketball player Carmelo Anthony. He used to have cornrows and shit, right? Um, but that's neither here nor there. But his family had a fundraiser thing going through a organization called Give Send Go, right?
Mm.
And they raised almost $500,000 for like his defense and the family they have to relocate. And the right wingers are just pissed about it. They are attacking him, saying like, "Oh my God, they spent the money on a mansion and an Escalade," and saying all this shit when they didn't even take the money out yet. But they're saying all this stuff because they thought that they were poor people, but they're well off. They're a well off family. The bail got reduced from $1 million to $250,000, which they posted the bail because they cited, that they couldn't afford the $1 million. So the judge lowered it. They got whatever, and everybody's saying, "Oh, well, they took their money and they spent it on bullshit. So now what's going on is that if you kill a white person, you'll get rewarded." This is what they're all saying. This is like, yeah,
Nauseating.
right. And Trump cronies are using this shit as as ammo for, oh my God, like this is the left crazy. The Democrats are all for this type of stuff. White people aren't safe anymore. Black lives matter. No, white lives matter. Da 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 da. And it's funny. These are the same people who were saying all lives matter a few years
Yeah,
ago. Now they're saying white lives matter. But yeah, but this is where we're at. This is
that's
where
what
we're
they
at. We got.
meant when they said all lives matter.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. That's why on 9/11 I say all buildings matter. Like, why y'all tripping about?
All buildings matter.
But
That's really
yeah,
funny, actually. That's funny. Hey, we gotta laugh about it.
yeah.
Laugh or cry. Laugh or cry. So the stabbing, what's happening?
So the kid posted bond, the black kid, he's out right now. I guess the family is now about to get their funds from the fundraiser for whatever. But yeah, like right now, one kid is been unalive, sadly. And this is my thing. I'm saying I never thought that this was like, how can I put this? It wasn't like the black kid was like, "This is to avenge my people," and then like then did that. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was just these kids were being fucking jerks, whatever.
And
And
there's
just like
no telling, that if the other kid hadn't pulled out the Jimmy, that it wouldn't have gone the other way, because
exactly,
that kid wasn't carrying around a knife just in case something popped off. The kid was carrying a knife because something had popped off before and he wasn't prepared, and he was trying to be prepared, and he was prepared. And I feel very sorry that that young man was put in a position where he had to defend himself. But I, I understand.
yeah, 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 yeah. And that's what I'm putting forth, or I don't want to say the narrative, but that's what I feel like is the truth of what is going on in the situation. But people keep wanting to spin it, saying white people are under attack, and you gotta see some of my posts if you want to like see me going
Oh,
off on motherfuckers. Go look on my TikTok. I'm worse
I
on
do.
TikTok.
You know what? When I feel like, especially like, I don't know, ever since I got into crypto, I feel like my hobbies are like they're fighting for time. But anytime I do go, you're like the first friend, because I can't look at my feed. I have to put your name in and see what you're up to, because if I start scrolling, It's over. So when I
Yeah.
go on
Okay.
social media, yeah, I use social media differently. Like I don't just go and just start scrolling and see what everyone's doing. I'll say, okay, I have 5 minutes. I have time to check on like 3 friends. GodCloud, Creatress, and like let me see what Adibody's doing, or Denise, or Clay Jean, or I gotta go and Megan the Stallion. Let me go see what that bitch Gorilla up to. Let me see what she's
Yeah.
doing today. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I've got to pick my favorites and go in because and it's like part of the nature of I think this is kind of actually related to like discovery.
Mm.
It's like it's just going to keep showing you stuff that you didn't even subscribe to. So I do go and I watch your stuff. I tune in specifically to see what you're talking about, but I still miss a lot because I only have 2 minutes. But
Okay. Got you. Yeah. Okay.
I
So
do. I pop in and see what you're talking about.
word, because I was gonna say, like, if you want to see some shit, like, go in the comments and just start reading the comments, because I don't hold fucking back, yo. I'm a mean motherfucker. Yesterday, somebody told me that I was the most evil and racist person on Facebook. Which I'm like, damn, I'm beating out a lot of motherfuckers to be the most evil and racist. Like shit, you know. But these are people on Facebook. These are people that I know. These are people that I've like met in person, that
Yeah,
like live
yeah.
in town. So I'd be like, yo, like, fuck off, dude. Like, yo, like, listen, I'm gonna list my shows on here. If any of y'all want to come out and say something, get it fucking popping, like, by all means,
Bring that
what's
salt.
up? Like one dude was popping shit, and I did a little deep dive, and I found the daycare that his kids go to and shit. But I just kind of left that there. Um, but I does this shit, yo. I does this shit.
Yeah, I just want people need to be accountable for the things that they say and do because I think a lot of times, right? I
This
because I
is
think a lot of
accountability.
times, people. I think a lot of times people get too comfortable online and they forget that they also have a life outside of here. And you never know how the other person's going to be receiving on the receiving end of what you said. Like I think you are like myself. Like I keep the same energy online as offline. you know
Yeah.
uh so I feel sorry for the person who is rude to me online and then they think they can come up approach me and be friendly in person. Like, no.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, let's just say that someone who isn't me will, is listen, I live in the smoking section. People are like, oh, smoke. Like, no, listen. I live in the fucking smoking section. So if you see, because a lot of people would always say, like, oh, I'm sure if I saw you in public, we'd have a beer and this, and I'm like, bitch, first off, I don't fucking drink. Secondly, it's fuck you on here and it's fuck you over here too. I don't give a shit. Like, and like we could talk all the shit we want, but someone who isn't me will fucking swing on a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care. People are like, oh, you're like, just like you said, like, oh, you're so like cool and collected and shit. Like, yeah, until shit starts popping off, and then
Yeah. No, but I'm the same way. It's interesting you say that. It's something that I think a lot about because one thing about me is I am a thoughtful person, right? So however I may feel, I do some thinking before I take an action. Now that thought process may happen very quickly,
mm,
but there's still going to be a thought process before action. you know and
yeah,
the things that I'm thinking about is how much do I want to invest in this person's education, right?
right. That's yes, yeah,
And so like, how do you decide? Because there's some situations, some of which you actually know about, GodCloud. There's a couple situations that's looming right now, and I'm thinking about how I want to handle it, because um, like sometimes when a person pops off or they're inappropriate or they take advantage of you, sometimes I don't know. Some people may say never, never let anything slide. That's where I come from. Is you never let anything slide because most of the time, A small advantage is before a big advantage. If somebody bumps you and you don't do anything, the next time they're going to knock you over because that first one was just a test, you know?
Yeah.
And then other people, they have different assignations where they say, well, uh, if I can just cut ties with that person and I don't need them, then I don't have to put in I don't have to put a handling on it, you know? So I'm still, a lot of times I have to figure out what's going to be right for the situation because I'll be quite clear. Like there's plenty of times where I look back and I say, I do wish I would have hit that person in their face.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like we know when we're gonna feel like that.
Yeah.
And I someone who isn't me, it's definitely me. But yeah, someone who isn't me doesn't like that feeling. So
Yeah.
I've been known to kind of go with the initial gut feeling.
The thing is though, in another dimension, now there's that philosophy GodCloud where like everything, like all the realities are happening at the same time. And so all the times I didn't punch someone in the face, in another reality I did,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
No, I hear you.
And
I hear you.
so like in those other realities, I mean, I might be sitting going, damn, I wish I wouldn't have hit that bitch in the face.
Yeah, and that can that's a thing too, And I don't know. I've always been like because it's not even just about their education. It's about the education of, I guess, the audience at large, the circle at large. So one
Yeah.
example.
Providing consequences for poor behavior.
Yeah, right. So I could say like when I was um back when I was wrestling, right? We used to do ring crew, right? We used to have to tear the ring down and this and that, right? And I was I was like one of the few black wrestlers, right? There were some other black wrestlers, but they were like, they didn't have to do ring crew. They had already been doing it for a minute, so they weren't at ring crew. This is when I was still like kind of coming up, so and we had this one guy there who was just kind of like helping with supposedly help supposed he was supposed to be helping with like production and like behind the scenes shit, but he really wasn't. And I don't really know what his fucking purpose was. But me being the only black dude at ring crew, for
What is
whatever
ring?
reason, ring crew is when we tear the ring down and take it back to um
So it's like a
fucking
role, like a position, a team.
yeah. What's that?
It's like a team.
Yeah, we all so basically how it works is the up and coming wrestlers, right? Will have to tear the ring down and set it up in the indies anyways. We don't have like like a production team that's doing it. So if you're working for a company and you're just starting, you want to make sure you're hitting up ring crew. You're either going to do setup or you're going to do tear down, right? So I would always just, do tear down back in those days. Like, so we wrestle, then we start taking the ring apart, load it into the truck, drive it back to where we kept it, and then we take it out. And it's a lot. You can imagine there's a lot of parts to a wrestling ring, So,
Yeah, I saw. We'll have to talk about it, but I got to see a fight with you when we were together in Denver. A ring like that, kind of.
oh, no. Oh, at Karate Combat?
Yeah, it was like a ring with like the ropes, and you had the
Yes.
platform and all the.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. All that stuff. Yep. Yeah. It's a bitch. It's ugh, fucking. I don't no more. Never again. No, I'm done with my ring crew. And I was done with ring crew after this shit too. This is when I kind of earned my stripes, right? So me just being the only black person there for whatever reason, some of the white dudes are like, oh man, I got a black joke. Oh, I want to say it so bad, but oh, GodCloud's here, so I can't. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, why? I'm like, what is this? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, you just want to make some black jokes, but you can't because I'm here. I'm like, what the fuck is that, dude? And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. I'm like, yo, like what? Like, oh, whatever. So I checked dude on that. And as the night keeps going on, I can tell they want to say some shit and they're getting comfortable because I'm the only black dude there. And just like you say, I'm usually chill, this or that, da 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 da. And at one point, I just fucking snapped. I fucking snapped on everybody. I'm like, yo, shut the fuck up. I'm like, because if I start like really laying shit down, y'all gonna be scared. So
Yeah.
chill the fuck out. And the one dude who I was talking about, this other guy's kid named JP. I don't really know what his position was supposed to be. But he was just hanging out with all of us. I think he was friends with one of the other guys. So after I like yell at everybody and shit, yell at the people who were being, pieces of shit anyway.
Yeah.
He comes up and goes, "Oh yeah, those fucking niggers." And I'm like, I just turned to him and I just let her rip. I just, let her rip on him. And
Oh yeah.
I had
That's
been holding a piece of I had this
rebar.
little,
I hope it was rebar. Tell
no,
me
it
it was
wasn't
rebar.
it wasn't rebar, no. It was like a little metal pipe, right? It was something that we used to use to hold the guardrails that were around the ring.
Almost as good.
Yeah. So he like I duff him really good and he tries to like come at me, but he's like fucking hurt. I can
Yeah.
tell he's just trying to do something, But he didn't see that I had the metal fucking pipe, so I sidestep him and put the fucking shit under his chin, step on his Achilles. I got him right there.
Oh GodCloud.
And then I do soliloquy too. I start yelling at everybody. So I'm holding this pipe to this guy's throat, and I'm just like, "You see, motherfuckers! Like, you see what'll fucking happen? Like, motherfuckers when they keep yelling." So like
The craziest part to me about the story so far is, for people who don't know, GodCloud is almost 7 feet tall. Okay. His shoulders are about 3 feet to 3.5 feet wide. Okay. Even on a good day. Why would anyone think that they should say something that they know is deeply insulting on the same topic that you were just hot and heated about?
Right.
I wonder what kind of sparring or he expected from you. Coming with that kind of, that's like he came in hot.
Yeah, right. And again, and this is what I was talking about, where you're saying like how much do you invest in the education of one person. But that moment, everybody knew.
Needed to learn.
Yes. He was the fucking example. He was the guinea pig right there.
He was that math. He was in the math book, that equation where they work the whole equation and show you all the answers. He was that. That algebra shit, one equation is a whole page, and they show you, we're going to show you one time how to do this. One time. And you have to take the whole rest of the whole fucking thing out after that. He was that. 100%.
Right. And that, that set the fucking tone, Shut your fucking mouth around me, You're gonna fucking respect me. And it was the last time I did Ring Crew too. After that, I was like, yeah, that set me up into, into the upper echelon of
where they don't tell the jokes, like they don't have those kinds of jokes up there.
Right, yeah. Oh, they do, but it was, it was,
like that was just like, just FYI, you know what? I've been in the same exact situation many times where somebody says, "Oh, I have the funniest joke, but it's racist."
Right.
Like I must have, if I had one frequent flyer, actually, if I had 0.009 frequent flyer miles for every time, for every time someone opened a conversation with that exact line, "Oh, I heard the funniest joke, but it's racist." It's like, and then they're looking at me.
Yeah, right. Are you okay with it? It's
Are you, and it's like, and I'm just like, are you okay with looking like a complete piece of shit? Because the worst thing about it is what only smart people realize is that every racist joke, every good one, you can put any descriptor in there and the joke is still funny.
Yeah.
So you never have to actually offend the people you're with. You can just take the same joke to all the different parties and just keep making fun of a different person in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can even say, "My Uncle Jimmy." it doesn't necessarily have to be about the person's race. It's usually the joke is really on a deeper level about someone who's unprepared, or it's about being stupid. And there's stupid and unprepared people of every race. So the best racist jokes are not actually racist. They're just jokes that people have chosen to make the subject a race they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's very few jokes I've heard that actually are racist jokes, and they're always hilarious because they're actually jokes about racism.
Right.
And a
Okay, yeah,
racist joke is it should be a joke that's actually about racism,
yeah.
not about a person, and where the joke is just that they are a certain race. That's
Mm-hmm.
like people who think calling someone a this or that race is a insult,
Yes,
or
right.
calling someone, fat or big booty hoe or whatever. It's like, you know, some people know that big booty hoe is a compliment. Everyone can't get a big booty. Okay? You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, it's just like, it's very interesting, that. So what my point is that that night, that story you're telling, that guy, it had nothing to do with no joke. He was just trying to start some shit with you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think the dude who was popping shit, he was bigger than me, you know.
Of
But
course, or else he would
but
never have said that.
yeah, but I'm like, hey bro, you might be bigger, but you can't move like I can, you know? Like, and not for nothing, like I don't know if you can see, but you see how these things are fucking swollen? Like, look at that shit. Like when they like look at like
Oh yeah,
I know how to fucking punch.
that
Like,
looks like a boxer's ear, yo. You got
yeah, like like these aren't for like play. You know what I mean? Like, these aren't for fucking play.
These
And
aren't for
and
daps, yo. These are not just for daps, yo.
yeah, right. And you know, and that, but that's the thing. Like, I think we gotta when, especially now, because of how the other side is not. And I heard that, and I heard a Japanese delegate speaking like this. He said, or saying or expressing the same sentiment. He was like, our opponent right now isn't playing fair. He's like, America is attempting to extort other countries right now. And if you give in to the extortion, it only leaves the door open for more extortion. So
That's
when you
right.
have an opponent that's not playing by the rules, you can't
Fuck him up.
approach them by the rules. You
That's
can't.
right.
You can't. And the whole like social contract of respecting one another and different beliefs and all that shit is out the window when your beliefs are at the expense of other people. Because you hear a lot about this too, where they're saying, "Oh, there's no veterans or military appreciation month, but there's gay pride. Why don't we get rid of gay pride and then have veterans appreciation month in place of that?"
Why
All the
don't you just
while,
have everything?
but that's the thing though. These people say this shit, but they don't realize that military appreciation month is in November and has been since 1995. They don't know because they don't give a fuck. They just want to try to take something away from a marginalized group. They're like, "Oh, Black History Month. No, let's get rid of that and replace it with this." It's like, well,
But even the whole concept of like a holiday is a concept. It
right,
doesn't actually take up any space.
right,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? You don't
Yeah,
have to get rid of one and have another. You can even have it on the same day.
right. Just that's the thing. It's like if you really cared, you'd go do it. You'd go celebrate it, but you don't. You are only here and exercising your quote unquote free speech to try to hurt and take away from and further marginalize people who don't look like you. And with an opponent like that, you can't be nice to them. And another thing too, and I keep on adding things on.
No, I love it. No, I love it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
but I always hear this because a lot of the left leaning influencers, we're all just like, fuck these people. I've got nothing fucking for you. Die in a fire. If that's how you're gonna act, fucking drown in a puddle, die in a fire. Either or, preferably both. Preferably somewhere in the middle. And then the response is, oh, I thought you liberals were accepting of all ideas and so tolerant. And it's like, we are, just not to bigotry, just not to your fucking bullshit. We're not accepting to all ideas. We're accepting to fucking empathetic ideas and things that help progress society, not this shit. And even think about it, it's like, oh, I'm a conservative, so you want shit to stay the fucking same. You want shit to just never progress. Like, imagine being like, oh no, that's
you're
too
on
progressive. I'm sorry, say that again.
Because if things are the way you want it, you're done.
Yeah, right.
If things
right, yeah,
you're gonna undo all that hard work.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make it more perfect. I already have my bags. You can't make it more perfect than it already is.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But again, but at the same time, they're crying, "Make America Great Again." Like, so what do you want?
I know what they want, and so do you. It's happening.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Great cleansing.
Yeah, it's a regression.
Because some people don't yet remember because they haven't imagined it. But I've done this. Some people have no idea how unpleasant and unhappy daily life would be without so many different beautiful cultures, races, nationalities, ideas, philosophies, and methods to bring together the life that we have. I mean, people don't even realize, like, it just go in your refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? Your refrigerator tells the whole story of how many people it takes to make your life good.
Mm-hmm.
It takes all of our hands, all of our brains, all of our hearts, all of our minds together, because we don't all do good work every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes as a nation or as a country or as a sector of the earth, we might be fucking up. What if there's like a great flood or a great fire or something and an entire continent or country or something gets wiped out and they were producing potatoes or tomatoes or grapes or whatever like that? Like, everyone needs to be able to contribute to everyone else's well-being.
Yeah, no, for real. And that's, people say like, oh, are you a globalist? It's like, motherfucker, we live on the globe. Like, I'm not I'm not a globalist because of I've been indoctrinated to believe something. Like, motherfucker, I live on Earth. Like, I'm sorry.
You got a message here. Let's see, Earl from Finshire says, hey, yo, man, be careful. Now, I wonder, who's he talking about? Hit us up in the comments, Earl. Tell us, what do real homies from Michigan do? Yeah, we got this interesting comment. I want to know, what's he saying?
Do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was when. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna see if he tells us what do real homies from Michigan do. But yeah. So like there's like this. I have like this. I'm not mad. Like, I don't feel. Now maybe it's because I haven't had so many personal encounters, right? I don't just allow myself to be in the company of just any old buddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel something like, it's kind of like it's like I laugh at them a little bit. Okay, maybe a lot. I feel a little bit sorry for these people who don't understand how important every nationality and culture is to like the richness and depth of life and like making things work. And like I said, just looking in the refrigerator is like a big clue to how many nations and countries contribute. Look at your clothes, like the thread might be from one place and the wool is from somewhere else, but the person that made it, could have been this. So it's like, if any person or any nation is unwelcome in your life, you're going to be walking around hungry and naked. You won't have any shoes. You won't have a roof over your head because the glue and the bricks and the wood came from places that you're going to boycott, right? Because it's people of color. Forget about it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, how are you gonna? And oh my god, and this is a whole other thing. It's like the right wing rappers, you know. It's like, how are you gonna take a black art form and be talking about how you don't like example Tom
Who's a
McDonald?
right wing? When you say, okay, you're probably gonna laugh because it's half joke, but when you say right wing rapper, are you talking about the black rappers who voted for Trump? Who are you talking
No,
about?
well, I mean, I guess no. I think I'm more talking about the subject matter, you know, because even though Nelly, I guess, supports Trump or whatever, he's not like making like songs about it. Like I'm talking about like that guy. He's the mayor of Magaville. I can't remember his name. Um, he had like Amber Rose in his video. Then there's Tom McDonald, uh, who um then there's another guy who I recently discovered I was just like, oh my god, like this rabbit hole fucking sucks. But they're like mostly white guys who are using rap as this vehicle for, conservative bigotry, you know what I mean? And this dude, Tom McDonald, even made a song about how much he hates rap. And he was just talking shit about like, oh, I don't like Wu-Tang because their beats are too grimy or some fucking shit. And it's like, dude, get your culture vulture ass the
Or
fuck
how
out
about
of here.
this? How about this? You don't have to like Wu Tang, bro.
Yeah, right, right,
No,
right. But
who
it's like,
cares? Don't like it. I don't give a
yeah.
fuck, right? So
But it's like
why?
if you're gonna, yeah, it's like if you're gonna fucking rap, how are you gonna disrespect the culture that
It's
it came from? That'd be like
it's the
me making
same.
like anti-Japanese animes or some shit.
It's
You know what I mean?
exactly. It's like that comment and all that to my. It reminds me very much of like how that guy was like, "Oh, I have a racist joke." It's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the
Okay.
comment that you make. It's like a segue into the racism. It's like,
Hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
It's
And
like covert racism. It's like, well, I don't want to be in your face with it, so I'm gonna just put it on the table. It's kind of like the funniest thing. I'm gonna tell you like this. I bet you're gonna laugh. I had a friend come visit me one time, a platonic friend, right? And he came over. And now, when I go and stay at someone's place or whatever, I don't leave my stuff like laying around. If you give
sure, yeah.
me like my room or whatever, like I don't go in your bathroom and leave like my makeup and my toothbrush and stuff. I'm not gonna leave that out on your stuff. I just not like that. But other friends do, because I have some friends who come over and they set up all their stuff and they set up their whole shop. I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, but my one friend came over and it was so funny. He came over and he has a makeup kit with like all of his stuff in it. He made sure that the condoms was right on top where I could see.
It's like,
Exactly.
oh wait, I
Just
did it
so
wrong.
you know, I have these condoms here at your house. They're right here. They're ready to go, just in case.
Just,
You
just in case. Yeah.
know?
Subtle
Yeah,
hints.
yeah. I feel like it's the same energy.
Yeah, yeah, and see, it's the same energy, but it's got the gaslighting element with it, but turned up. Because I'm sure if you like said something to to your to your friend like, hey, like, what's up with
What
this?
are you trying to say,
The
bro?
the response might be, oh, Stan, I didn't know these were out.
Exactly.
Then a quick put away. But the way that they're like, why are you oh, so you think that I'm trying to do this? You think this? Oh my god, I can't believe that you just would turn this. That's their energy. That's their
Yeah,
energy. That's what
100.
that's what makes it that much more despicable, because it's like, we see what you're doing. You can stop now. Like, just say the shit that you're trying to fucking say, at this point. But they are fucking funny. This and in the MAGA rap sphere, all they're really talking about, and Tom McDonald was one of the worst of them.
That
I dare say,
name. Is he a YouTuber?
yeah, he's on
That
YouTube. You've probably seen
name.
the white dude with all the face tattoos. He did the track with Ben Shapiro. He's got the like long like braids or whatever. He had a
And
song called "If I Was Black" or whatever.
oh, okay. I
Yeah,
knew that name. I was like, I know this guy. Why? Okay.
yeah. He's the fucking worst, but they're always talking about like, oh man, like this he there's a meme of him, or I guess it's not even a meme, it's just like a picture from his website. He's saying, I will never call girls or boys they them. I will call them by their names. And it's like, bro, you just
You
like
just did it.
are you guys even fucking for serious? And then this other guy, he's all talking about like, oh yeah, y'all gonna make the AR-15 illegal. I dare you to come take it. He's all, standing on his rooftop, all dressed up in the fucking shit. And it's like, bro, you're gonna get the cops called on your fucking self because you're on your fucking roof with a fucking AR with a scope on it, dressed up like you're ready to go out for your last who fucking round.
Why?
Like you were bringing this attention on yourself, and it's like you want to be oppressed so fucking bad that they put themselves in these fucking
Yeah.
uh like in these situations or in these narratives where it seems like, yeah, they're trying to take this from us. Like, bitch, nobody cares. Like, shut your whack ass up.
You just solved it, GodCloud. Oppression envy.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Oppression envy. Good
Why
term.
not?
I like that. Hold on. Let me get.
Because if you're oppressed too, then you're not the bad guy. Huh.
Exactly.
Then share in the oppression. I'm
And
serious though.
in reality, we're all under the boot of the rich, But when you this is another thing too. I keep
What
saying
do you
this is
mean
another
under the boot of the rich? Come on now. What
like
do you
the
mean? You're making me think
like
of Lim. You're making me think of Eat the Rich.
no, like we are like under the uber fucking wealthy. We can't all this shit is cut up and decided by them. Like lobbying and all this fucking shit. Like, granted,
Yeah.
okay, the politicians, I guess some of them maybe make decisions on the behalf of their constituents or whatever, but for the
Mhm.
most part, it's like
The-
motherfuckers got money and they about to be like, yo, I will give you money to help you get into the front of a bunch of motherfuckers, because that's basically that's what Elon did. It's like, I will give you money
yeah.
to put you everywhere to help you win this, but this is what I want you to do.
And that's fine. And it makes sense if, okay, so let's say that I own a couple electric companies and maybe I have some interest in some like, some other kind of like resources and I'm the source of these resources. And maybe, the interest, the only thing that really makes a difference to me is like the kind of laws that are passed because they affect, maybe in a really big way, my income or like, my ability to do X or Y. Of course, like I'm gonna be all over that. Like it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
but
but
because it's like I mean like just I want all of us to be thinking like when you're saying like the uber rich, but it's like, well, why are they uber rich? Oh, because they have this company that builds this resource. So it's like there's a reason why there's an interest in politics because those are the people that are making the laws that affect how much money they make.
yes, but if when it comes down to the needs of everyday people, that those aren't equal or the same compared to the super rich person. So if a thousand of us regular people are like, yo, we need clean water here, but this rich guy's like, yo, I'm dumping my shit there, and the politician that we vote for doesn't clean the water up and lets this motherfucker dump shit in the water, then that's fucked up. That's bad. And that's what is happening. That's the type of shit that's happening.
Okay, so the way that I look at something like that would be like um, the people who have the money to pay to lobby and stuff, their goals are oriented with growth, development, acquisition, and progress. And those things are all in a different area, like a different direction. Those are all things in a different direction from cleanup, rehabilitation, and these kinds of things. It's like a totally different interest. It's like not even the same world.
Well, yeah, yes, exactly. Oh, yeah, and the cleanup thing was just like an example,
But it's a
but
perfect example because it's directly related to the industries that some of those people are in who are doing the lobbying. It's just, so like I get how it's related.
okay, yeah. But how if I feel like if you are an elected politician, if
Yeah.
people from where you're from voted for you, and that you should listen to them more so than somebody who's just going to give you money. And that's obviously wishful thinking and shit, because hey, I don't it, who knows how we'd act if we're like, yo, all I need you to do is this. I'm gonna give you and your family and your next generation are gonna be set. I got a bunch of this money over here. Just do this for me. Da 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 da. Who knows how any of us would act in that situation?
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, like
but
deprioritize the cleanup of this swamp over here so I can keep using it for the next 20 years kind of things.
yeah, or just whatever. Just saying like, hey, like ignore this because I have more money. You know. Um, but I forget where I was going with all this. But the oppression envy. Oh wait,
Yeah.
that's it. Whereas we should, really focus on collectively holding our politicians to task. I think we get caught up in this, in these race kind of debates, and it doesn't really need to be that, because when I don't get offended if somebody says they're proud to be Italian or they're proud to be Irish or whatever. The whole reason why we're like, hey, we're black and not like, oh, I'm fucking Senegalese or I'm from wherever in America, anyways, because we don't have those records. It's hard it's damn near impossible for us to trace that back. Like as far I was able to trace my family's lineage far back to a freedmen's colony in Virginia, I believe, um, which is a pretty well known one, where it was a big colony of freed or black people who had just gotten free, and that's as far back as it goes. That's how far back I can trace my lineage on paper. So we, as black people in America, can't pinpoint necessarily. I mean, you can do the DNA shit or whatever, but that doesn't really tell you that much. um
Yeah.
but we can't say like, oh yeah, we're from this part of Africa, from this wherever, da 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 da. But most Europeans they can say like, oh yeah, my family came here during this period, and we've got the pictures, and we own a little land, and da 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 da. My great grandma came from Ireland, and then she met my great grandfather. Came over here from Italy, da 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 da. Like you can put the pieces together. You can say, oh, I'm Irish, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. But when you just start saying like white power, that's exclusionary. That's starting to say like, any you can be these other things as long as you're white, you're cool. Anybody who's not considered white, nah. It's not about a celebration of heritage. I feel like it's an exclusionary thing. So you can if you want to be like, yo, if you're Irish, like, yes, I'm Irish. We were oppressed out of that. This shit happened. Like, yeah, I know, I've seen it. Like, the shit fucking crazy. Like, oh shit, like, we're Italian. There was shit that happened to Italian people down in Louisiana. I believe like there was 14 of them that got publicly executed on and and essentially like a fucking witch hunt type situation. Not like a legit saying, oh, they were witches, but like wrongfully accused type shit. But when it's like, no, white people are oppressed, that's when you're having that oppression envy. That's when you're trying to just say, oh no, they are attacking us. And that's This shit just it doesn't exist. It's not happening. People are just here. We're all just here. And sorry, segregation ended. Sorry, slavery ended. And now we're like, yo, we want equal shit. Our ancestors built this motherfucker for free. Like y'all took the fruits from the trees that my ancestors planted, and now you mad that I'm trying to get some seeds? You mad at me for trying to get some seeds? What?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, come on, come on, come on. But yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think a lot
Yeah.
of that, I think a lot of that is not real. It's not rooted in anything real. You
Right.
know, it's like to me, in order for a grievance to be valid, a person needs to, have something to gain.
Mm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And I don't see any
Point.
gain. It's just loss,
Right.
loss of
Yeah.
culture, loss of, loss of richness of the genome. Like we need to be mixing, intermixing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like we need to do that. Like that's just part of evolution of humanity.
Nah, seriously, you know, and because even think about like even modern humans now are a mix of what is it, of Neanderthal and Homo sapien. You know what I mean? Or not Homo sapien. What was it? I think Homo erectus and Neanderthal mixed to make Homo sapien, right? Or is it that Homo sapiens have a certain amount of Neanderthal blood? Something like that.
You're not
But
including my sisters and brothers from the Pleiades. And what about, you know,
the Kelvins.
what about all the star seeds? Come on, God Cloud.
You know, and again too, it's like we're all. I feel like if you
You know
can,
about the Pleiadians?
what's that?
Do you know about the Pleiadians?
Little bit.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Do you
I
know Bashar?
know. What's that?
Do you know Bashar?
Oh, wait. Is that the dude who like closes his eyes and? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Bashar!
Yes. 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 Yeah. He goes
Yeah.
like
And so like
this,
if
and
you
then there was the star system. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so like you know what? I'm telling you, God Cloud, like you gotta watch some more Bashar because according to Bashar, there's all manners of different concoctions of being, and it's not all human. And it's already here. It's already mixed in among us.
Yeah, I could, listen, I could totally believe that. That just, it makes sense. Like the, like
Hybrids.
the, yeah, like the fact that they can make ligers and shit is like, come on, like, you
Lighters?
know,
What do you mean?
like ligers, like lion tiger hybrids,
Oh,
but who,
but I heard
it's,
the liger was very unhealthy. I heard.
well, I don't know. I guess
I heard
I don't know.
I heard the liger was unhealthy because mm, like the bone structure, something about like bone structure, like not being able to support that the extra weight exactly or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be because they do, without going too far in the rabbit holes. I do got to split when the family wants to go on a walk and I want to get out there before the sun goes down. But
Yeah,
nah, they say that some like Neanderthal genes are the reason for a lot of like human like diseases, like chronic diseases that we have now. Like some of that, it's like not meshing well with with us. But at the same point, I'm like, hey, if you can bang and then procreate,
it
like
worked.
yeah, like I'm not about to just start go like like, let me
But
see
you
if
know
I
what's
can make a
funny?
sheep baby. You know what I mean? Like I'm not
That,
about to start going out doing that.
yeah, not like crazy like that, but it's just funny because you said that and then I'm like it made me think of like those people who are like, "Oh, different races shouldn't procreate." And it's like,
Right? Yeah, yeah. No, it's like, hey, I don't. I, it's like we're fucking people, and if anything, it's like we all started off black and then just got less tan as everybody moved around and shit. So what? It's like, so what do you mean, like I could see if it's like, oh shit,
All
like
the white
yo,
Africans are like, no, no.
yeah, right, no, no, no. But
I hear you,
I,
sisters. I hear you.
yeah, like I could see if it was like if some, people had like forearms or some shit. It's like, yo, don't be fucking the forearmers, because then your kid's gonna be born with like nubs and they'll hurt or some shit, Then it's like, okay, maybe be like, all right, we should consider, because if the kid's gonna be born with like nubs and it's gonna hurt them, maybe not. But it's not the case. We're all fucking people. It's just some people are, whatever. So I don't know. And I just want to leave it with uh uh that anytime these types of conversations come up, people say that it's like racist to be having these conversations. I know people who I've used to talk. You guys, you can probably tell, like, I love talking about this shit, but
I
people would
think
say,
it's
oh, like,
healthy. I think it's
what's that?
healthy. I think it's
Yeah,
healthy
yes,
to talk
yes,
about
yes,
these
yes,
things.
yes.
Yeah, and
The
like in
more
case
we
anyone's
make,
wondering, just like I was saying, like in case anyone's wondering, like why do we talk about these things? Because it's healthy. Especially like GodCloud and I, as musicians, like travel around and meet and talk to a bunch of different people, and also like I need to like also process a lot of this stuff. Like my personal feelings and my personal understandings of things is very different from most people that I meet, and so like it's important to have these conversations.
yeah, absolutely, yes, yes. So the more we, or the less taboo we make these conversations, because I feel like people are too afraid to offend people. I know that sometimes some white people will be around me and they'll be afraid to just say black. They'll be like, hey, can you hand me those dark colored shoes over there? And then like, you mean these black shoes? But they don't want to say, but oh, by the way, I totally forgot I had these boots. I fucking love these boots.
Those are so sick.
And I found these too. I found a bunch of shit in the attic, yo.
Oh, those are so sick.
And then they got the zipper too.
I
I,
love
I love
boots.
these fucking buckles, though. These are fucking tough.
Yeah.
But
You found those in your attic?
yeah,
What
listen,
else you got over
yes,
there?
yes. There's like a whole big like thing of fucking shoes. I found a pair of some Crocs too. Like these aren't mine. These are the baby moms. But I found some of her boots too. It's like fucking
If
boots.
you told me those were your boots, I was like, GodCloud, I need to see the whole rest of the outfit now.
but yeah. Listen, y'all. Don't be afraid to have these conversations, yo. It's whatever. The more we do this, the less different we'll all seem, And I think we'll just start breaking down prejudices and more, So let's be cool, y'all. And I hope if any MAGAs were listening to this and got offended, good. Fuck you.
You're so funny. That's one thing though, is like, it doesn't make sense to me because I think this is all fake.
Mhm.
It's not there. It's just it's like conceptual. It's just conceptual, and I think it's a distraction from
The
the real
construct.
issues. Yeah, it's a construct constructed to distract us from the real issues and work that we really could be doing, because while people are arguing and got all in their feelings about, you know, these things, there's like really important issues that maybe are being ignored. And once the aliens come and are like just walking around all the time, then maybe people will be able to look at people of different skin color and realize that actually there's a lot more similarities than maybe previously were granted.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know you said you got to go for a walk, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to mention you got a show coming up.
Right.
We got a show coming
Yes.
up.
Yes. Super hype, yo. It's gonna be this summer's gonna be hot. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
hot summer, y'all. So just get ready. We've got a show June 12th coming up with the homie Lions Den, and Out of Body. Basically, we're continuing the Beyond the Block tour, and more or less. I think this is like an unofficial Beyond the Block tour show. You know, same cast, same all-star cast, different. I guess no. Say whatever the fuck. We're all gonna be at Funkin' Waffles in Syracuse, June 12th. I'm super hyped for this one. I might put some new stuff on the old drum machine here, but then we're gonna be heading to NFT NYC. Then I've got another show July 25th. I know somebody else might have one then too, but we're keeping that one on the wraps for right now. But yeah, I'm hyped to be performing with the homies again. I'm gonna be doing the cuts off GodCloud on Doomsday. If y'all haven't heard that yet, go get it off GodCloud.org. It's $8. This many bucks. Go get it. But yeah, yo, I'm hyped for this fucking show. And check out my stuff on Drip House too if y'all want. If you want to own some finger drumming NFTs, go grab that. But yeah, dope show. Hype for this summer.
Yeah, super excited. So yeah, I'm putting together my set, and I've been working on it. So I'm looking forward to it. The place looks really cute, Funkin' Wobbles. I went because I'm a nerd, and I went into Yelp and I looked at all the photos since the fucking place opened. Okay, yes, I did. But and I gotta tell you, that place has vibes. Did you look at
we
the
used to
place?
have one in town. We used to have one here. But they moved or something. I don't know. Lions Den was telling me about something happening. Yeah, I missed it.
Oh, well, this place is super cute. It's got vibes all day. And yeah, so just real quick, let me just ask you something to think about. When you perform, are you going to make a live recording?
Oh shit, good question.
Because I want to do that. That was something I thought about it last time. Bring my laptop, record into the docs. It's going to be you, me, Out of Body, Lines, and we're all going to be together. We had some songs that we could perform together. What about a live recording? Couldn't we? I mean, like, I don't know the sound setup. We have to find out. But if we could run the sound through and capture it, uh, we could have a beautiful, like, live recorded album.
Yeah.
Summer
Good
music
thing.
concert
We
series.
should do that. We should do that. Yeah. I say we do that. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'm bringing
Let's
my
do it.
laptop. Yeah, because it's already running. It's already going to be running through a soundboard. I mean, I imagine.
Yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, yeah. So
Do it.
there it is. Hopefully we'll have this extra special thing to show you, everyone. But yeah, it's been wonderful spending time with you, GodCloud, and everyone. It's been great seeing you. As for myself, I have some music that's coming out soon, and I really look forward to sharing it with you. And there's a couple albums coming, but on one of these albums, I've got a song with GodCloud, and I'm just super excited with GodCloud and Lions Den. And I've even written a few more songs. So I'm trying to put together an album. I'm trying to have a little GodCloud Out of Body Lions Den vibe. Get 3 to 5 jams together. So I'm gonna keep writing them, and hopefully when we're together, I'll be able to show you, and we can perform and rock it out. So
Let's go.
yes, we're gonna keep the show on the road. So everyone, take care, and hey, we'll see you next week.
Next week, y'all. See ya.